Hi, Marco.
What's up?
Are you ready for some not planned, unrehearsed Q&A questions?
Come at me, bro.
I'm your wife, but yeah, okay. So, the crown has been part of your life for more than 3 decades. Sitting here now with the farewell tour ahead, how does it actually feel to be nearing the end of this journey?
I think it depends on the day you ask me. I think I can still come up with a lot of good reasons to continue, but something that has sort of creeped up on me the past years are actually the reasons to quit, reasons to stop. And yeah, there's a lot of components sort of involved in the decision making, but I think it comes down to actually daring to take control of the band's ending. And I like that feeling that we sort of continue doing things on our own terms. If we go back 20 years, 10 years, I never even thought about the band would end, because we started this when we were so young, 14 years old, and we just, we just lived it, went through it. Whatever obstacle, whatever challenge came in our way, it was just about solving it and going forward. So, but in the last years, thinking about that, realizing that the band will actually end at some point, no shit. So it became about how would I can only speak for myself, how would I like to end the band? Would I like to wake up when I'm 60, at a hotel somewhere in the world, fading out like a band, you know what I mean? Or would I like to take control of things and, stop basically when we are peaking in that sense? I mean, there's this saying that you're never better than your latest album. And I think our latest album, Crown of Thorns, is a very strong album. Actually, our latest 3 albums are strong. So for me, how it feels to end at this point is that we are actually ending it on a high note, taking control of the situation and trying to, when does an athlete know when to quit? When he's hurt and can't do his best performance, or should he realize that he or she realize at some point when it's time to quit, And that sort of things have been going through my head a lot, and I really, really want to look back into the whole journey, career, whatever you want to call it, be proud of it, be proud of everything. Not that we faded out, that in the end people didn't give a shit and we weren't relevant and stuff like that. So I think it's quite, gives me a strong, positive feeling when we actually still can be in control of closing the chapter and we're actually doing it. We're daring to do it. So, but the feelings, yeah, it depends on what time during the day you ask me, because there's a lot of things going around. It's such a big part of our and my life, and music will always be part of my life, but it's just the right time to end this chapter, basically.
Forgot your blabbermouth.
Yeah.
It might be that you have already answered some questions, but here we go. Thank you, of course. When you and the guys first started this band, back when it was still Crown of Thorns, could you ever have imagined that it would become such a part of extreme metal history?
No, I think that's the beauty of when you're young, you don't think that much. You just act in the moment, and our struggles were to try to write a song, you know, and get up on stage on this local, you know, whatever stage was available. I mean, no, we didn't have those kind of thoughts. Well, I can't say we, but I remember I didn't have any, you know, ideas that we would, you know, do this for 35, 36 years, and you know, no. I mentioned it before. I only had one goal. It was to release a demo tape and, you know, share it with my favorite fan signs and the underground scene. That was my only goal, and then shit just happened basically from there. So yeah.
If you could step back into one moment from the Crown's early years, just to experience it again with today's perspective, which moment would you choose and why?
Well, that's the thing with playing in a band, that you, in a year, you need to make 1,000 decisions, and obviously you don't always make the right decisions. But I mean, also when you can you imagine being 14 years old and you are all of a sudden you need to coexist and co-work with 4 other people, you know, with quite big things, you know, happening all the time. And obviously I would give some sort of basic psychological advices how to handle group dynamics and stuff like that. But I mean, all the decisions, we made really bad decisions during the years, and but what the hell, those are the things I will not regret in that sense. But sure, I mean, there's been some silly conflicts here and there, and I mean, but I mean, what do you expect from people when they're sort of in their teens? They can't handle things maturely, but yeah, I mean, then when it comes to business and stuff like that, yeah, there's a lot of crap that has happened, and we could have done in another way, but yeah, I'm still alive, so maybe I would have been a fucking heroin addict in a gutter somewhere if we would have done it otherwise. So yeah, I don't know.
Over the years, the band went through different eras, sounds and lineups. When you look at the full picture now, what do you feel most proud of?
I'm really proud of what I touched on in the beginning there, that every obstacle, every change, everything so that was sort of happening against us, it was never even a microsecond thought that we can't do it, or we let's quit or whatever. It was always about finding a way forward. So obviously, I mean, first big obstacle, blowout, whatever you want to call it, was when Johan decided to leave the band, you know, and I mean, losing a lead singer is like, what the hell, you know. That's not that wasn't the original plan, you know, start to switch members and stuff like that. But I mean, from there on, it was just how to find a way forward. And I'm really proud of the mindset we had. And I'm really proud of all the new people that we got involved with the band. And we've been very, very lucky when we have sort of changed the lineup, changed members. I mean, like Thomas Lindberg, he was the only choice, only option or choice we came up with. You know, we need Thomas, we got Thomas. Same with Jonas later on. It was the only, I mean, it has worked out, you know. And obviously with drummers, I mean, we have a history of, you know, Janne's amazing drummers, but we have gotten awesome drummers because this band needs a kick-ass singer and a drummer. The rest of us are disposable. But that's basically the core essence of the band, and that's what was the question? What I'm proud of? Yeah. I'm proud of that we just freaking went forward and found a way, found a way forward.
Your songwriting and guitar work has always been central to the Crown's identity. How do you feel your musical voice has evolved from the early albums to the final era?
What I've realized is that the music that really got to me in the 90s, maybe a bit early in the 2000s, but definitely in the 90s, that created my filter, so to say. What I think is good, what I think is bad. Obviously, after that, you've added some flavors, some ideas from whatever you are inspired by. But sort of the core essence of what I think is a good melody, or when I think a melody is too cheesy, when it's perfect, when it's that filter you have inside of you, that has always been the same. But sure, I've of course tried during the years to develop the writing style, and in that sense I've been blessed because I'm not the only songwriter in the band. I mean, Magnus used to be my partner in crime, where we sort of shared the writing for the albums, and he had his style, I had mine style, that created Crown's style a bit more wider. So if it would have been only my song since day one, it could have been a bit too generic sounding. I mean, I can identify my sound, whatever I try to do something different, but when I play stuff for you or my son or whatever, they hear right away, sounds like you. And I was like, what? I'm trying to do something very, very original here. But there is this core essence, what I prefer and what I like and what I don't like. So I don't think it has changed, hopefully evolved a bit, accepting wider influences and stuff like that. But I will always, that sort of core value filter, whatever you want to call it, it was made in the 90s and will probably never evolve.
Probably not. Not when it comes to you, though. Is there any album or song that you feel represent the heart of the Crown more than any other, and what makes it so special to you personally?
I mean, obviously we're an underground band, but there are some hits in the catalog, I mean, there are some songs that we have played since we came up with them, and do I think they represent always the best? I don't think, maybe not always. I mean, we have the Death Explosions and Total Satans and all of those, and but I don't know. To be honest, I know when I write something safe, and I know when I write something that is pushing it a bit. Maybe when I'm pushing it, it doesn't become the main favorite, whatever, song. But that's just the way I sort of write. But if I look at my style of writing, there are some things that would represent my side of writing pretty well. I mean, you can go back to the Dying of the Heart at the end. I think one song that shows what I'm capable of doing, I like the last track on the latest album, The Storm That Comes. I think it shows what I'm trying to push forward, and I'm really proud of that one. Turned out quite epic, if that's a word. But yeah, I think the melodic, you know, when there's a melody involved, those are maybe, yeah, represent my side. I mean, Beyond the Frail, for example, stuff like that. So, yeah, shitty answer, but yeah.
Did the band ever surprise you creatively? Moments where the music took a direction that you didn't expect, but fully embraced.
Yeah, definitely. That was, I mean, the debut album is what it is. It's songs you struggle to create, and then you pick out, or you use all the songs you have, and they have been created during a 2, 3 year, 4 year period, and that's it. Second album, you basically need to start from scratch a bit, and the Eternal Death sound we were doing, it didn't surprise me. It just felt so natural. What surprised me was when we were starting to write Hell Is Here, and we started to present song to each other. It's like Magnus was like, do you have a song? Yeah, I have a song. It's called, let's say, Dying of the Heart, and it sort of follows a bit the way Eternal Death is, my songs there. And Magnus, you know, showing a song like Electric Night. I was like, what? I didn't get it, you know, but this is a rock and roll riff, but yeah, but we're gonna speed it up and, you know, that. And I totally got it. But that also inspired me that we are not stuck anywhere. So Magnus' input to The Crown is huge. He pushed it to the rock and roll part, I pushed it to another direction. So yeah, Hell Is Here, for me, that's where we took a huge step in allowing ourselves to bring in more influences than, you know, what was happening in the death metal scene, so to say.
So the decision to end The Crown after the 2026 farewell tour is a powerful one. Was it a difficult decision, or did it arrive with a sense of clarity and peace?
We agreed, first of all, to sort of that the end is coming, that we will end this. It's time to close the chapter. And the first thing was that, okay, should we put out the post saying that The Crown is done? And I remember Johan was the one that said that, fuck, that would be really, really boring, you know. And he said that, wouldn't it be great to, you know, make a last final trip around the world, you know, say thank you, good night, and, you know, thank all the loyal fans, and, you know, one final trip around the world, you know. And when he sort of brought that up, it made sense, and I really felt that it was an awesome idea. So to end it that way, that's also another way to end it on our terms. We don't need to follow the procedure how to end a band, you know. So we're doing it on our terms. One final thank you, good night, sorry for everything, and end it that way, you know, on our terms. And I think it's quite powerful, and I really look forward to it.
So the next question you already answered, like going out on your own terms. But how does it feel to do that while the passion and respect for The Crown are still strong?
That's the thing, know when to quit. I think that's the whole essence of the whole decision. Go out while we still have a bit of dignity left in the scene, or go out when we have faded out, no one cares, we're irrelevant, we can't get any shows, no business partners will join with us. I mean, stuff like that. So that is the main thing. Dare to go out, you know, dare to say that, it's not this it's not this in your back of it. Oh, next album the band is gonna make it. I mean, it's none of that. So it's. I think we're closing it on a high note, on good terms, and that's important.
Yeah. So, after all these years of rehearsals, tours, conflicts, maybe, and triumphs,
What?
how would you describe the bond between you and the other members today?
It is good. It's today's lineup isn't the lineup completely that started the band, but we are 3 in the band that has been around since day one, basically since day one. So I think it's strong when we communicate around music and stuff like that. It's never difficult in that sense. Of course, we can challenge each other with what type of songs or album covers, or I mean stuff like that, you know. But that's just normal. And with Michael and Matthias in the band now, they're also aligned with how the grandpas are handling things, you know. And yeah, it's great. I mean. To do the farewell tour with the existing lineup, it is fair, because these are the soldiers that are still standing up, that are still in the game, you know, and have chosen to be in the band. So this is the lineup that deserves to close it as well. That's my take on it.
That's beautiful.
Beautiful. This metal.
Is there something you never said publicly to your bandmates that you would like to say now? Now as this chapter closes.
To my bandmates?
Yeah, bring it on.
Nah, I think we have reached the point where we can be very open. No, there's nothing that I've sort of held back. Obviously, we can argue about this and that, but that's just normal. That's just relationship stuff, you know. Can't agree on everything, but also learning to agree on disagreeing, and you know. And no, I think we have all called each other assholes at some point, so it's all fair.
It could be good stuff as well, you know.
Yeah, nothing grows in the shade, or what's the saying? I don't know.
Me neither. Okay.
Nothing grows in the comfort zone. That's the word. Yeah.
The Crown has fans across generations and continents. When you think about the people who have followed this band for decades, what do you feel most grateful for?
That is the thing. I'm not kidding when I said that. It is the loyalty, warmth, respect, whatever word you want to use, from the fans that has kept us going for that long, because it is quite beautiful, I will use that word, because there are a lot of people around the world that have followed us since day one, or they joined us on second, third album, whatever, and they're being so loyal, and they sort of keep up with our evolution and what mindset we are in the band, you know, regarding music and albums, and that's absolutely amazing. A band isn't worth anything without fans. I think the word fans doesn't really explain exactly the meaning of the people that follow you. I mean, it's fans, yeah, maybe a silly word, but the people who understand, who are locked into our mindset and in our way of thinking, and they understand what we are trying to do. I appreciate that a lot. That's really cool, because I can't remember who I talked with, that it was like if I come up with a riff or something, and if I play it to some friends, and there's one friend there who says, yeah, it's a cool one, it can't be the only person in the world that thinks the same. So we have been very, very lucky that we have connected with people through whatever lyrics, music, melodies, whatever, and, you know, found our own, you know, little pack of soldiers or whatever you want to call it, that has sort of followed us loyally. That's quite amazing.
Yeah, it is. It is indeed. When the last note of the farewell tour fades away, how would you like the crown to be remembered? And what would you like to say directly to the fans who carried this band with you all the way to the end?
I don't think thank you is a strong enough word, but I think we would like to be remembered as, yeah, it goes back to what I said earlier, the band that did it our way, and both good and bad decisions, but we did it our way, and people stuck with us, tried to understand our decisions and whatever changes were happening in the band, and yeah, without the fans you're nothing, you know, and it means the world. So yeah, big thank you.
And so, for the future ahead, what kind of creative or musical projects do you see yourself exploring next?
That is the interesting thing, because the Crown is my first and last band. Sure, I've done like Angel Blake, but that was never a band. And but doing the full-on band thing, the Crown will be the only band I will ever have. But that doesn't mean that after the last note fades out, I can stop writing music. That's not the thing. It's in my core essence to be creative and write music, and that is the part I enjoy most. I mean, I write music every day. If not with a guitar, there's something going in my head always about something regarding music. And
that's why you space out.
Yeah, that's why I space out.
Yeah.
When you see that glance look in my eyes, that I'm somewhere else. Sad but true. But so that will always be a part of my life. So the question is only that, what do I want to do with it? Am I happy just creating music and that's it? Or do I want to release it or whatever? And do I want to do it by myself or get involved with people? But I'm not going to get into the 100% band thing. That is a closing chapter in my life. But I have written some new Angel Blake stuff, and I am been working with a friend outside the Crown Circle with some very, very different type of music. It's been a really slow burner, but there's a lot of things. Yeah, a lot of things happening. But I mean, yeah, I will continue with music, of course. But it's just I haven't decided, and that's a bit of the beauty of it. My first initial thoughts is that I don't want to do death metal, because I don't think I can do better death metal without my boys, I can still, well, I will of course write music, but it will be something different and something I feel just free to do without consequences. So that's basically the thing. Let's see what happens. But and of course I will combining that with my great passion, which is like audio work and mixing, producing for other bands. I've been doing that for quite a while, and I really love doing that, and that will be a part of my life. And who knows, maybe I'll do some live audio stuff for a certain band. Let's see. But yeah, it's not like I'm yeah, quitting music completely. It's just not possible for me.
No.
So I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. You know, I think it's a love story of yours.
Yeah.
Undying love.
Mm.
So we're the right kind of family to handle that, I guess. Thank you very much
All right.
for this very not planned, not rehearsed thingy.
Thank you and good night.
Yeah, and if you have more questions that you want to ask Marco, feel free to comment.
Yeah, sure. Add to the YouTube posts. That would be the easiest, I think. Add whatever questions. Maybe I do another Q&A and or answer there. So let's see.
Bye.
Bye.